Hello friends, welcome to youtube.com oblique Dr. Ved channel. In this channel we are presenting a series of lectures in veterinary science and in husbandry. I am Dr. P.R. Patel, Professor Head. Here we discuss a very important disease, tracheobronchitis in animals. This is commonly occurring in small animals. In part 1, we will discuss definition and etiology of tracheobronchitis. This is an important respiratory disease. Friends, first we see here what is tracheobronchitis. So introduction or definition. Tracheobronchitis is an acute or chronic inflammation of trachea and bronchial airways. It is caused by primary or secondary etiological agent. Detailed etiology we will see in etiology section. Sometimes there is extension of infection from bronchitis to bronchioles. Sometimes there is extension of infection even to the lung parenchyma. The condition is called as bronchopneumonia, which is also commonly observed in small animals. Very common infection observed in dogs is infectious tracheobronchitis. It is also called as a kennel cough. Why kennel cough? Because the disease spread very fast in kennel. When dogs are kept side by side, there are all the chances of spread of the infection. So name is given kennel. The cough is given because prominent sign of this disease is cough. So name is given kennel cough. It is inflammation of the upper airways, tracheobronchitis. First, there is viral injury to the respiratory tract. Respiratory tract are injured by the viruses first. Then after 3-4 days, there is an infection by primary pathogen. Very important is Bordetella bronchiceptica. This is a common organism isolated from kennel cough or infectious bronchitis in dogs. Continuation with the kennel cough. The primary bacterial pathogen is Bordetella bronchiceptica. Then there are other pathogens are also involved and isolated from kennel cough cases. They are Pseudomonas species, Escherichia coli, and Klebsiella pneumoniae. Kennel cough is more common in dogs less than 6 months old. The disease spread very fast, but the disease is commonly mild, but sometimes serious. Disease is a self-limiting disease. Sometimes the disease may progress to fatal bronchopneumonia in puppies when the infection spread to the alveoli and bronchioles. We have seen that disease is self-limiting. Sometimes there is bronchopneumonia, but this disease may produce chronic bronchitis from acute to chronic bronchitis, especially in debilitated adult or aged dogs. Otherwise, it is very common in less than 6 month old acute cases, but chronic cases in aged dogs. Friends, remember disease spread very fast among the susceptible dogs, especially those dogs housed in the nearby confinement. So close contact cause the spread of the disease. Close contacts in dogs are common at the veterinary hospitals or kennels. So it is known as kennel cough. So when animal attend the hospital, it may share infection to the other diseased dogs, those attending the hospital. So hospital hygiene and sanitation and disinfection is an important part. The prominent clinical signs observed is paroxysms of harsh dry coughing. Paroxysm is all of a sudden volatile, continuous coughing of harsh, painful. Dry coughing means without production of the mucus. It is followed by retching movement and gagging of the dog. Gagging means dog feel that something is clogged into the respiratory tract. So there is retching movement that is called as a gagging. Friends, we see here etiology of the tracheobronchitis. For the sake of convenience, we have divided etiology into two parts, primary causes and secondary causes. Primary causes, the first to act and act locally. These primary causes are further classified into infectious and non-infectious causes. Detail about this we will see in the subsequent presentation. Now we study infectious group of the etiology, viral diseases or viruses. They are the primary or sole pathogen involved, and they are the first to cause the damage to the trachea and bronchial membrane. And then other secondary bacteria may produce further damage to trachea and bronchi. The viruses or viral disease are parainfluenza 3 virus, bovine respiratory syncytial virus, bovine herpes virus 1, bovine viral diarrhea virus, herpes virus, canine distemper virus, that is very important, canine distemper virus. Canine distemper is the generalized disease of the body of dog. Canine parainfluenza virus. These are the important viruses which one way or other way produce tracheobronchitis. Friends, we discuss here the bacterial diseases or bacterial causes for the tracheobronchitis. Bacteria are mostly always secondary bacterial infection. Primary infection by viruses. Viruses cause damage to the mucous membrane of trachea and bronchi, and then invaded by the secondary bacterial infection. Common organisms are coliform organism, Streptococcus, Staphylococcus, Pasteurella, and important bacteria we have seen, that is Bordetella bronchiceptica, popularly known as canal cough. It is canine infectious tracheobronchitis and frequently Second, it is the viral infection of the respiratory system. So this kennel cough is the important disease that is commonly occurring in the dog. Some of the parasitic infection that occur at local or may act as a larva migration produce tracheobronchitis, Aleurostrongylus abscessus, Capillaria aerophile, Crenosoma vulpis, Oslerus osleri, Ascaris larva migration, very common in caves, and Phyllorodissus. These are the parasites observed causing tracheobronchitis in animals. Coming to the non-infectious causes of tracheobronchitis, the irritative gases that cause irritation and inflammation of the mucous membrane of the trachea and bronchi. Inhalation of irritative gases, smoke, and noxious chemical fumes, especially in the industrial area. Environmental stress factors, sudden change in the weather, sudden change from cold to hot, rainy, speedy, windy, or hot to cold. All the environmental stresses that cause tracheobronchitis. Allergic bronchitis, the allergic causes, it is common in feline cats. Feline bronchial asthma occur in the young cats, and traumatic laryngotracheal is observed in cats. Continue with the non-infectious causes. Endotracheal intubation. Generally, we are using this for general anesthesia in animals, and when we introduce, we are inflating the cuff. This inflated cuff causes pressure on the tracheal mucosa, and this inflated cuff may cause tracheal damage and then tracheobronchitis. We have seen the primary causes. Now we touch to secondary causes. Diseases of the oropharynx, the mouth, pharynx and nasal cavity. They extend their infection to the lower airways and produce laryngotracheitis. Sometimes chronic coughing due to heart diseases may also produce laryngotracheitis. Not only heart disease but pulmonary disease, especially pneumonia, bronchopneumonia, may also cause tracheobronchitis. If there is presence of foreign bodies in the airways, that also causes tracheobronchitis. Continuation of the secondary causes of infectious tracheobronchitis. Sometimes there is extension of infection from trachea to bronchi, produce bronchitis, and from bronchi to bronchioles, and it produces bronchiolitis. Even extension of infection occur to the lung parenchyma. may produce bronchopneumonia. The end stage of the chronic bronchitis in dogs commonly observed is bronchiectasis. What is bronchiectasis? It is a abnormal, irreversible widening of the bronchi. The bronchi become wide. Not only bronchi but their branches also. They become wide, dilated, and they are predisposed to risk of infection. So then, bronchiectasis, the complication of tracheobronchitis, may put at a risk of infectious tracheobronchitis. Friends, I have discussed here tracheobronchitis etiology and definition. Share this information to veterinarians and veterinary students. Subscribe the channel to promote the channel. Press like button if you like the video. Thank you very much for observing the video. Next time we'll come with tracheobronchitis part 2. In that we will see pathogenesis and clinical finding and rest of the portion. Thanks.